What's up, gente? What's up, Raza? So I just want to go live and let everybody know, just like the thumbnail says, the clown president or clown in the White House was just exposed by Iran. He gave this foolish, rant this weekend, cussing off, the Iranian people, talking about, destroying them, and literally saying he's going to commit a war crime, and then insulting the whole religion of Islam by invoking Allah. And the reason why I say he was just exposed because we knew he does a lot of this kind of stuff where he'll go crazy, start saying stupid stuff, embarrass the hell, not just out of himself. Of course, he has no embarrassment, he has no shame, but also out of everybody who lives here, unfortunately, under his command, right? And I want everybody to know that this ceasefire that just happened, supposed to last 2 weeks, the United States got nothing out of it. Nothing. Iran had 10 points that they were demanding, and including one thing that they never even had. And Trump just gave in to them. And that includes the control of the Strait of Hormuz, which is this large body of water where oil flows out of and flows through. They now control it, something they never had done. That's a huge win for Iran. Iran held its ground, and Iran said, "Nope, we're not giving in. This is what we want." The United States had 15 things that they wanted, got none of it. And I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised the outcome, because what you guys are watching is a clown in the White House, an actor with makeup, an Asian old man who's dying in front of our eyes, literally every day, who's going insane. He's got dementia. You're watching a clown in the White House basically destroy the world, and all he cares about is his vanity, his legacy, how good he looks or might look at the moment. All he cares about is how pretty ballrooms look. As you know, he tore down part of the White House to build a golden ballroom. That's all he cares about, building arcs and giant images of himself to leave behind, just like Adolf Hitler and other crazy leaders, like, I should say, Mussolini, Benito Mussolini out of Italy, the crazy authoritarian dictator who basically was Adolf Hitler's hero. That's all he cares about is his self, himself, his own image. And in this case, he's trying to gaslight the world, but the world ain't buying it. Unfortunately, for a lot of people living within these borders in the United States of America, fortunately for a lot of Americans, quote unquote, who live here, we don't get the news. We don't get real news. We don't get what's really happening. We get the propaganda that's been fed to us by year by corporate media, including CNN and Fox News and MS now what they're calling themselves, right? But now even more, it's worse because Trump, under this president, you're not getting the right reports, the correct reports, or even the truth about what's happening in this war in Iran. You're not getting that because they kicked out reporters. They were trying to force reporters to sign a form saying that they would only report what the government told them to report. That's a violation of the First Amendment. Many reporters refused to take that, but the corporate media, including some of the ones that you see there that are reporting that you never heard of, these right wing media outlets, they're reporting on about the war, but only about what Trump allows them to report. That is not news. That is not information. So I encourage everybody to stay up with alternative media. Aslan Weekly is one that I promoted here before. Stay up with alternative media that tells you what's really happening out there, right? And so this war has been an embarrassment. It's cost lives, it's cost money, it's cost frustration for a lot of people. All for the sole purpose of trying to make somebody look good. That's why the Secretary of War Crimes, Pete Hegseth, I forget how he say his name. This fool's out there this morning, mimicking anything and everything that Trump wants to hear, and playing it up like everything's all good. We are being lied to, people. More people have died. We're gonna learn this, soon. More things have happened. We're going to learn about all the blunders and mistakes that this military is making under this commander in chief, who fired all the competent generals who knew for a fact that they were about to commit war crimes, that they knew for a fact that they couldn't get away with. And so it's only a matter of time before the truth comes out. For the record, I'm not cheering for Iran. I'm not cheering for anybody in a war, because the truth is war is ugly, and I'm not cheering anybody's side. But if we're going to have to take a side in this conflict and this war, I guess you call it, and this madness, we're gonna have to take the side of the people fighting, who are having to take this on the ground. The people who are having to live with this, and that's the people of Iran, the Mexican people, and all the indigenous brown people who have had to hide here from ICE in the United States of America, and Venezuela, the poor people on the ground who put up with the madness, that's now there, and Cuba, the people who are being starved. And I'm talking about Africa, Asia. That's why I'm on record for saying, if we ever needed a leader, it's not the United States of America's leaders. It's not Marco Rubio. It's not J.D. Vance, and it's not Donald Trump. These are madmen, or if anything, they're just lapdogs doing what their boss says, and all filled with vanity. This war, this two week rest is going, for the record, also is going to be violated. Here's why: the United States never keeps its promise. It just doesn't. The United States has always broken its promises, ever starting with the indigenous people when they invaded here and committed genocide, to the African people that they brought here. Supposedly they're going to end slavery. Nope, they kept that up for a while. And so the United States has never kept its promise. Here, watch, within 2 weeks, if not sooner, you're going to see a breach or a violation of this two-week ceasefire. It's going to come more likely from Israel, who wants this war to continue. They're shocked because they didn't want this to happen, and or it's going to come from the United States of America, primarily the clown in the White House, the clown in the White House that was just exposed. Why do you think they call Trump, T.A.C.O? You know, because Trump always chickens out. People are calling it Taco Tuesday because yesterday was Tuesday, and Trump chickened out. He blinked, and now he's trying to gaslight everybody, trying to tell them that no, the Iranians, caved. No, it's the other way around. People, you got to get your news from the correct outlets, and the correct outlets aren't just anybody online, aren't just the corporate media. Fox News definitely ain't those kind of fools on the air. And now, if you look at CNN, even them, they're controlled information outlets. So it's going to be a short outtake on this. It's going to be a short report on this. I just wanted to make sure that people knew that the clown in the White House was exposed. He blinked. He caved. Iran is winning in this case with their Lego propaganda war, and now them citing Tupac, putting Tupac's quotes on the drones. The world is actually, siding with Iran, even if they didn't like the leaders of Iran, because I wasn't crazy, and I'm not crazy about the theological, or theocracy, who leads the country. I'm not crazy about that, but people are siding with the people of Iran because they're watching the United States be the warmonger and the monster that we have always been to the world, to the history of the world. If the United States ever made up for its mistakes, if the United States ever made up for some of its mistakes, it's gone back 5 times now, and there's going to be a lot more making up to do, because people didn't trust the United States before this fool got into office, and now they're not going to do it either, right? One example of the United States going back in recent times is Barack Obama signing this agreement to open up the talks with Cuba, so Cuba could finally be free from the economic stranglehold. Trump comes back, gets rid of it immediately. Biden doesn't do anything about it. And so there, the world lost confidence. Another example is when the United States killed the Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi. Muammar Gaddafi, was trying to lead these people in Libya and Africa, and he gave up his weapons. They killed him. So a lot of leaders today with nuclear weapons aren't stupid. They're like, no, why should we give up our weapons, including the leader of North Korea? So why should we give up our weapons when you're only going to backstab us, when you're going to go back on your word, right? And the United States has never kept this word. And here, it's only a matter of time in Iran, unfortunately, that I think they're going to go back on their word. And we're going to be back to this same war, if not a bigger war in the Middle East, if not elsewhere. With that said, Raza, stay tuned, stay informed, and stay ready, stay organized, continue to stick together. Don't fall victim to all the foolishness online. Don't get that crazy news that they're feeding you, because that's exactly what they're doing. They're sending you this mad news that is not even real. Stay informed, like I said. Stay strong. Que viva la raza. Oh, I'm out.